Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Lewis. I'm the training director for the Dallas region of Dallas Destination Imagination, and I'm here to share with you today part of our ongoing training series, What Appraisers Wish Team Managers Knew, and today is the really important one, reading the challenge. I'll go on and tell you that a few years back I had a second-year appraiser come through, and as we were clearing up the room at the end of the tournament day, and I said, "So how did you like this year's tournament?" She said, "I have a question for you." She said, when did the teams receive the challenge?" And I said, "Oh, 1st of September or something like that. They've had it about 5 months." And she said, "So how is it that you trained me Thursday night and I've known it less than 48 hours and I understand it better than they do?" And so I had to explain a few things, but her point was a valid one, that a lot of teams don't seem to have read the challenge. They don't understand it. A lot of them tend to start with what their solution is, and after they've done part of their planning, they go back and say, well, how well is this going to fit the challenge itself? And because you're reading the challenge second after you've had your ideas, you're trying to make the challenge fit your performance instead of the other way around. So how to read the challenge? The first thing is to relax. You're going to be fine. Sit down. You can have a piece of paper with you and a pen. Beverage of your choice. And if you're one of those people who likes to take notes or you like to doodle, that's fine. You're going to skim the whole challenge, read it front to back. Don't pause for anything more than writing down a question, because I'll tell you, when you do think of a question, you say, well, wait a minute, what about? Generally, the what about is going to be addressed in the next point. That's the way they're written. I've been reading challenges for 26 years, and I've been writing them for almost 9 now. So I know whereof I speak. Your question is usually answered in the next point. But go ahead and write it down. You'll get it out of your system, because the main thing is you want to get the whole picture all at once. And once you've done that, then you can start breaking things down. And that's where you get to the scoring summary. This is where an experienced team starts. I'll go and spell the word all the way out. The scoring summary. This is where an experienced team usually starts. They sit down, they get all the challenges, and they look at the scoring summary of this one, and this one. They say, okay, what have we got to do in this one? Where are the points? Oh, we got to do in this one. Where are the points? Oh, that's too hard. What are we going to do? Ooh, you know what? That one might be fun. And then they'll look back at the title and say, okay, that sounds kind of fun. They may do that. But that's the way that they're going to do it, is look at the scoring summary, find out where the points are. Now, I'll give you a quick summary of how the scoring is broken down. Let's just draw this circle, and you've got, those are your team choice elements. These are the ones that your team is going to select, I hope, last of all, but as they work through. These are the things that the challenge doesn't require, but they just want to show off, okay? Then you've got a primary requirement that's about 80, a secondary requirement that's about 60, and a tertiary that's about 40. And thank you for giving me the chance to say tertiary. Those are your 300 points. There'll be another 100 points for instant challenge, but that's a secret, right? So here are your points. Now, if you're going to do one of the vowel challenges, technical or engineering, this 140 points is mostly going to go into something that the team builds, and the rest will be a story component to their performance. If you're doing the fine arts challenge, you're going to have the story that plays the thing for that, and these are approximations. This is just kind of a rough estimate as to how the score breaks down. Don't get upset with me if there's 90 points here and it comes out of somewhere else. But the 40 points will be for your one builder on the team who really thought they were going to be stacking weights on a structure this year. He wanted to build something. There's still 40 points there for him. Okay. The scientific challenge breaks it down to where you've got approximately 60% of the points are in the actual science and about 40% are in the performance, the theatrical values of it. It's as near half and half as you're going to get. Improv is a little bit different from the others in that you could kind of say that the whole 300 points is team choice element because everyone is going to internalize the character. They're going to do their research individually, and then when they get together for team meetings, you're going to do an instant challenge, and then you're going to practice improvising scenarios. You keep throwing new variables at them, and they're going to say, "How does my character react in that?" And they'll try to include a narrative arc. So once you've broken it down and you kind of see where the points are, what's important, or what's more important, what's relatively unimportant, and you've broken that down, then you can read the challenge again. Now you're doing an informed reading, and here's the really best way to do that is to sit down with the digital form and the paper form and have a highlighter, read through the form, read through the digital form, and do a text search. Look for words like may or may not, because that says that you can or you can't do a certain thing. Highlight those. You may want to use different colors for all these things. Go through and highlight what may be done and what may not be done. Look for what will be done, because that's a statement of what the intent of the challenge is. The challenge writers said, whatever else you do, however you cast this, however you draw the boundaries around it, these are the essentials of the challenge. You're going to do these things. Your team will build a structure that will support weight. Your team will build a machine that performs a task. Your team will theatrically ask the question, why do fools fall in love? It's etc. Oh, and yes, you're also going to look for the word must. Must will always come, if you have a word must, then it's going to be accompanied by a downside if you don't do it, a deduction, or it's going to point out where you're going to score points with it. You got a real carrot or stick arrangement wherever you see the word must. And then once you've looked at and highlighted those words, you go to words dealing with purposes, which are, for the purposes of this challenge, this word is defined as meaning this. For the purposes of this challenge, the rope is made of polypropylene and is 3/8 inch in diameter. Whatever. That kind of definition is in there, where you've got an open-ended word that could be interpreted a great many ways, but the challenge writers have set limits on it so that the appraisers can score it consistently. Now, in the event that after all of this you've still got a question that you can't figure it out, you've read through the challenge 2 or 3 times, still can't figure it, then you may want to look for a published clarification as the season progresses, or you may go ahead and jump in, write a team clarification. We will do a video on that, how to write a team clarification request. Now, once you've done all of this, that's the time for the team to start to start planning. Once they've got that piece of paper with the highlights that shows what the appraisers are looking for, then they say, and where the points are, then they can design a solution to that challenge that will maximize their point output. Now, maximizing point output, I know that there's some talk about competitive and non-competitive and so on. That's fine. You're going to have, in any team, you're going to have people that want to have fun. That's the main thing. For them is just having fun. It's fun to bat ideas around and play with words and so on. To be with your friends. That's cool. We've got a place for them on that. There are those who seriously want to own the process. They want to get in here and and become better people, get the learning outcomes that we've designed this for, so that it will go on their permanent record and get them into their better high school and everything, and they've got their life plan all worked out. This is step number 326 toward my life goal. That's fine. We've got cookies on that shelf too. And then there are those that are really competitive, and they're saying, you know what, it's not really a tournament. And one of the girls on a team that I managed said, it's not a DI tournament unless there are losers crying. She's a very competitive girl, and she said, I'm not in it just to win it. I'm in it to crush. I want to crush this challenge. I want everyone to stand back and say, whoa, they didn't leave any points on the table. They didn't leave any questions unanswered. They crushed it. They owned that thing. This is their challenge, and they're going to go down in the Hall of Fame of challenge solving. That's fine. We've got cookies on that shelf too. So your team is going to have all of these kind of people. Your job as a manager is going to be keeping them all, if not on the same page, at least in the same chapter, okay? So good luck with that, but read the challenge and you can avoid a whole lot of mistakes later on.